Hello, Trojans, and welcome. We are the USC Veterans Certification Office within the Office of Academic Records and Registrar. We handle the certification of enrollments for USC students who apply for and qualify for educational assistance administered by the Veterans Administration. Today, we will discuss how VA education benefits work at USC and how to initiate the VA benefit process. Let's meet the team. Currently, there are 3 school certifying officials at USC: Samantha Marquez, Bianca Romero, and Jacqueline Celestino. They are here to assist and guide you through the certification process. There are currently 5 covered programs at USC. This chart breaks down what each chapter may cover. The first 2 chapters may cover only the net tuition and mandatory fees. Chapter 33, Post 9/11 GI Bill. Chapter 31, Veteran, Readiness and Employment, formerly known as VOC Rehab. Other chapters, such as Chapters 30, 1606, and 35, may provide only a monthly stipend, which is sent directly to students. Monthly rates vary as they are based on training time. Estimates are listed here, but are subject to change each year by the VA. Since USC is a private institution, it is important to know that the post-9/11 GI Bill is capped each year. Funding for 2024 to 2025 is capped at $28,937.09 for the 100% rate. If you are eligible for less than 100%, the cap may be prorated. The post-9/11 cap runs on the VA fiscal year from August 1st to July 31st each year. Provided that you remain eligible for benefits, the cap will reset on August 1st each year. Today, we will be going over a couple of scenarios to see what your VA coverage and payments may look like each semester for Chapter 33 and Chapter 31. As a reminder, these are all estimates and will vary for everyone. USC participates in the Yellow Ribbon program, which can help pay for net tuition and mandatory fees that the post-9/11 GI Bill annual cap does not cover. Students must be eligible and meet requirements to be considered for the award. Because various programs have limited spaces and funding each year, funding is first come, first served. If a program has unlimited awards for the year, first come, first served does not apply. You must be a veteran or a Frye Scholar entitled to the 100% post-9/11 benefit rate. As of August 1st, 2022, active duty service members and their spouses may be eligible if they are entitled to the 100% post-9/11 benefit rate. Child transferees of active duty service members may be eligible if service members are qualified at the 100% rate. If you have further questions, please call the number listed on this slide. If you are deemed eligible for Yellow Ribbon, the VA and USC may pay up to 100% of tuition and mandatory fees for undergraduate students, and up to $10,000 annually for graduate students, although this can vary by program. Not all graduate students may be eligible. For an up-to-date program participation list and contribution amounts, please visit the website www.usc.edu/VA. Please note the award is not guaranteed and contribution amounts are subject to change each academic year. How does it work? For eligible students, the post-9/11 funds are applied until the cap is reached. If the entire cap amount is not fully used in the first term, the remainder will be applied to cover all or a portion of the costs for any subsequent term during the academic year. Once the amount of the cap has been reached, the difference between what the post-9/11 GI Bill covers and your tuition and fee charges could be met with Yellow Ribbon program funds as needed, depending on program participation level, or with other financial aid. Please note that if your tuition and fees do not exceed the cap, Yellow Ribbon program funds will not be awarded. To be considered full-time at USC, students must be enrolled in the following concurrent units each term, including fall, spring, and summer. Undergraduate students, 12 or more concurrent units. Graduate students, 8 or more concurrent units, or enrolled in an exception course. Doctoral students, 6 or more concurrent units, or enrolled in an exception course. Examples of exception courses include thesis or dissertation courses. For undergraduate students for fall 2024. Now, we will go over a couple of scenarios to see what your VA coverage may look like. We will start with Chapter 33, or the post-9/11 GI Bill. At the undergraduate level, on the left, the estimated semester total for full-time enrollment. Student health insurance is highlighted because you may waive this fee, provided that you have health insurance outside of USC. On the right side, the estimated semester total for full-time enrollment. For the 2024 to 2025 academic year, the post-9/11 is capped at $28,937.09. If you're eligible for Yellow Ribbon, there is currently no annual maximum at the undergraduate level. Please note that program participation from August 1st to July 31st can vary each year. Here are the estimates for your spring 2025 tuition and mandatory fees. On the right side is your coverage. In this scenario, since post-9/11 was exhausted during the fall. But for students that are eligible and awarded Yellow Ribbon funds, USC will match the VA's contribution, giving you a Yellow Ribbon payment that is listed here. For graduate level, which includes master's degree and doctoral students. In this scenario, here are the estimates for fall 2024 tuition and mandatory fees. On the right side is your coverage. The post-9/11 is awarded in fall. If you're eligible for Yellow Ribbon at the graduate level, the VA and USC may each pay up to $10,000 every academic year, since funding and spaces are limited in various programs. However, graduate Yellow Ribbon awards are typically applied in the spring to minimize out-of-pocket costs each term. Because there's no Yellow Ribbon payment for fall, in this scenario, out-of-pocket cost is listed above. Next, we will look at Chapter 33 estimates at the graduate level, which includes master's degree and doctoral students. Next, these are the estimates of your spring 2025 tuition and mandatory fees. In this scenario, on the right side, the post-9/11 annual cap was reached during the fall, so the post-9/11 payment will be $0. For students who are eligible and awarded Yellow Ribbon funds, USC will match the VA's contribution. The estimated coverage and the out-of-pocket estimates is shown here. Remember, for the spring term, Yellow Ribbon contributions vary by program. Next, we'll look at grants and scholarships. Title IV funds, such as Pell Grants, Federal Direct Loans, and Perkin Loans do not affect your VA payments. There are certain funds that will impact your VA payments. These include Cal Grants, tuition-only scholarships, university grants, and/or fellowships. We'll go over a couple of scenarios to see how VA coverage may be affected if you are receiving any of these funds. We will start with Chapter 33 at the undergraduate level. In this scenario, we have a Cal Grant and a university grant. After the Cal Grant is applied, the VA covers what is listed here. This allows for VA Yellow Ribbon payment to be applied, which USC will match. Please note, VA payments are applied after tuition-only scholarships and grants. Need-based grants, such as the university grant, can be reduced and replaced with VA payments. In some cases, the university grant may be reduced as shown in this scenario. It is important not to spend institutional grant money, as these funds may need to be returned. Here we have an example of what your Chapter 33 coverage may look like with scholarships at the graduate level. In this scenario, a tuition scholarship is applied, followed by a VA payment. Yellow Ribbon pays as needed. In this scenario, the scholarship and GI Bill payments cover the total cost, so there is no Yellow Ribbon payment for the term. Now we will look at what happens if you're eligible for less than 100% GI Bill funding. In this scenario, we have a 50% GI Bill rating. This means that the cap for private school tuition and fees is prorated to 50%. It also means that the student is not eligible for yellow ribbon funds. Additionally, any housing and book stipends are prorated to 50%. Here is the 50% annual cap prorated. Next, we'll look at special conditions that may apply if your eligibility rating is less than 100%. In this scenario, we have a semester total. Remember that your post-9/11 funds at 50% are capped. In this scenario, 2 tuition-only scholarships and a Cal grant are awarded. Those are deducted from your semester total, leaving you with a balance. Since the eligibility rate is 50%, your balance will be prorated at the same percentage rate. This leaves you with an out-of-pocket cost. Next, we'll look at Chapter 31, Veteran, Readiness, and Employment, VR&E Benefits. On the left side are estimated tuition and fees. Student health insurance is highlighted because Chapter 31 does not cover this cost. We suggest that our VR&E students request a waiver of this insurance. For more information, please contact the USC Student Health Center as deadlines apply. Failure to opt out may result in additional out-of-pocket costs. The right side shows the VA coverage for the academic term. In this scenario, the VA is likely to make a payment that does not include USC health insurance. Next, we'll look at how VR&E benefits are coordinated with scholarships. In this scenario, the semester total is listed here. This is covered by a scholarship and a VA payment. The estimated semester total is estimated by the coverage total. Remember, student health insurance is not covered. Now that we've gone over what VA benefits do cover, we will look at fees that the VA will not cover. These include any study abroad fees, housing, meal plans, and non-mandatory fees. Study abroad is currently not approved. To request approval, please email the USC Veteran Certification Office directly. Students are automatically enrolled in tuition refund insurance, but it is an optional fee not covered by the VA. Contact the USC One Stop Center to opt out, as deadlines apply. If you decide to not opt out of tuition refund insurance, the fee will be an out-of-pocket cost. Other fees such as dental insurance, commitment deposits, and fees for courses that do not apply to your degree are also not covered by the VA. We encourage all students to use the GI Bill comparison tool. This allows students to view their estimated VA coverage and out-of-pocket costs, if any, across all chapters. The tool can be filtered based on the following highlighted items. 1. Military details. Here you can enter your military status and the GI Bill benefit you are eligible for. Second, school costs and calendar. Here you can adjust the tuition and costs per year based on your specific program or the number of units you will be taking. You can also modify your enrollment status if you will be attending school on a full-time or half-time basis. 3. Learning format and location. You can adjust this based on your specific program and indicate if you'll be taking online or in-person courses. And 4. Scholarships and other VA funding. If you'll be a yellow ribbon recipient, you can modify this according to what programs participate and how much they can contribute. If you're going to receive any scholarships or grants that pay for your tuition, you can enter estimates under scholarships. On the right side is an example of how the tool will filter and estimate your benefits per term based on the information you provided. Now that you know how VA payments and coverage work, you will need to complete these steps before filing for VA benefits at USC. Step number 1, apply for admission to USC. This is done through the Common App. If you have any questions regarding the application and/or admission process, please contact the USC Admission Office at the number on the left. Step number 2, apply for VA benefits. This is done directly with the VA via the VA online application. Once you have applied, the VA may take up to 30 days to process your application and determine your eligibility. If you have any questions, please contact the VA at the number on the right. How to file for VA Education Benefits. Once the previous 2 steps have been completed, you will be able to complete final processing through the USC Veterans Certification Office. The steps listed on this slide are applicable to all chapters except Chapter 31, Veteran Readiness and Employment, VR&E. Once you have been admitted to USC and registered for classes, you must submit the following. Number 1. Complete the online ASE form. This is required each semester if you wish to claim your VA education benefits. It's available only after class registration each term. Number 2. A copy of your VA application submission. This can be a screenshot of the confirmation page. This is required if number 3 is not yet available. Number 3. Copy of Statement of Benefits or Certificate of Eligibility. Either of these 2 documents is required for Yellow Ribbon applicants. Please note that the Yellow Ribbon Award is not guaranteed. After the VA has processed your application, the Statement of Benefits will be available online at ebenefits.va.gov. You can submit items number 2 and/or number 3 via our Google Form submission link found on our website, listed on this slide. For any questions you may have, email us via askusc@ask.usc.edu. The steps on this slide are applicable to only Chapter 31, Veteran, Readiness, and Employment, VR&E. Once you have been admitted to USC and registered for classes, you must submit the following to receive VR&E benefits. 1. The completed online ASE form. This is required for each semester you wish to claim VA education benefits. It's available only after class registration each term. 2. Authorization, also known as a purchase order, PO, from your VR&E case manager. Your case manager will submit the authorization directly via Tungsten. Please have your VR&E counselor email us if they need our Tungsten account information. For any questions you may have, email us via askusc@ask.usc.edu. The steps on this slide are for the process of dual certification. 1. Follow these easy steps from the previous slides, depending on the chapter benefit you are filing for. 2. Once we receive the required documents, dual certifications will be performed as required by the VA. Initial certifications may take 5 to 10 business days to process after you submit documents to our office. 3. Once your certification is submitted to the VA may take 4 to 10 weeks to process the initial certification. Second certifications will be automatically processed after the general session drop-add period and will include Chapter 33 tuition and fees. It can take another 4 to 10 weeks to process the second certification. Because of this, USC payment deadlines do not apply to Chapter 31 and Chapter 33 recipients who are using their benefits at USC. If you are claiming Chapter 30, 35, or Chapter 1606 at USC, you must settle your tuition bill by the university deadline. You may receive a letter that looks something like this. These are generally sent out by the VA when there are changes in tuition and fees, if you have added or dropped courses, or if you were awarded scholarships after your initial certification. If you receive a tuition and fee or yellow ribbon overpayment letter, please email a copy of the letter to agency billing at agbill@usc.edu so that they can provide a refund to the VA. If there are any overpayments for housing or books, you will need to contact the VA directly. The VA may take 4 to 10 weeks to process your certification and disperse payments. If you would like to follow up on the status of your payments, you will need to contact the VA by calling the number listed on this slide. If you're using Chapter 31, you may reach out to your VR&E counselor directly. Thank you for joining us. If you have any questions, please feel free to visit our website at usc.edu/VA. You may also email us via askusc@ask.usc.edu. If you have any questions regarding eligibility and/or entitlement, please contact the VA at 888-GI Bill 1. Thank you, and fight on.